This segment is brought to you by Cypress Stop, home of the happy customer.
Hello, and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us, however you may be joining us. We appreciate it. And, for people that want to look for different opportunities than some maybe traditional route of schooling, they don't need to look very far, certainly not any farther than Fletcher. As welcome back two of the leaders in that area, Jody Dewey. Jody, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Jody is the Associate Vice Chancellor for Academics and Effectiveness over at Fletcher. We also have Ethan Guidry. Ethan, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Ethan is the Director of Business Development. And so, listen, you guys are always trying to do what the community needs. I love the fact that Fletcher spends so much time and energy asking what are the needs and then implementing a plan to satisfy that need. So this new aviation opportunities is just really, really cool, because I know we asked around and you guys said, even if it means making some big investments, we're willing to do it. Tell us how this came to be with this new aviation investment in this hangar.
That's right. Yeah. And so I think that's what Fletcher does so well is we want to be the leader in workforce training in this area, in this region. And we are just answering a need for workforce training in the area with the aviation maintenance technician program. We know that the Houma Terrebonne Airport is a hub for air traffic and shuttling crews back and forth to the Gulf, and so the need for maintaining these aircraft is a need in the community, and so.
And one of the biggest heliports in the world.
That's right.
By volume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shocked to hear that. Got to tell you, right?
Yeah.
Right. For those of us that don't like, holy cow, really? And so one of those things is where, talk about a need, like we got to keep those helicopters, we got to keep those planes moving. And so even if it means partnering with what's happening over at the airport, but you guys bought your own hangar.
Yeah, we did. We bought three hangars.
Three
actually.
hangars, right.
So we recently acquired the three hangars over at the airport, and we are looking to stand up a FAA certified aviation maintenance technology program. So our
say that 5 times fast,
right?
FAA airframe and power plant certifications, right?
So it's an 18-month program.
Okay.
Students will be able to sit for the FAA certifications in general maintenance, airframe, and power plant certifications. And so the airframe is the structure of the aircraft.
Right.
The power plant is, the insides of what makes
those
it,
things
makes
as
it
well.
go.
All of the things that people get to do. But show that picture one more time, Dwayne, if you don't mind. That main picture of the inside. So that's outside. So as huge as that is. But look how beautiful that is. I mean, some beautifully stained floors, by the way.
Yes.
Right? I mean, it looks like the inside of a living room more than a hangar, right? And then you got a helicopter right there on the right, which shows you the volume of how big that is.
Yes.
Right? It's just so very cool. And then again, it's just one of these ways where Fletcher is finding a way to partner to really be able to bring some cool programs and to make a difference in people's lives. Like there's some people that never thought that Houma would be able to provide them with that kind of training and some FAA certifications.
Right, right.
Yeah,
and like I said, students will be able to earn that technical diploma in 18 months. Most aviation maintenance technology programs are associate degrees, and they're 2 years long.
Right.
But our program we're standing up is going to be, again, 18 months. We're going to get you in and out and into the workforce just to meet that need, like you said before.
Right.
To get students working.
Yeah, and it's so very unique for Fletcher to be able to say, okay, well, other people are doing it in 2 years through their particular college, but if we had three hangars and we were able to really train people well on site, right? And some of these, I wonder how many of these programs where people would go for these certifications or to be able to learn this, and they don't have that hands-on, right? As well as they need it. But when you got three hangars that size,
that's right.
Talk about the opportunity to show people.
We're currently working with our partners to identify equipment and outfitting the space for classrooms and labs. Like I said, identifying the needs for what we need to purchase to outfit those those hangars for the programs to
Yeah.
start. Looking to start in February or in January of 2026. So
Wow. But that's awfully fast.
yeah, so we're currently working through all of the approvals, the
Right.
accreditation.
The logistics, if you will,
Like
right?
we
The
have
logistics to learn somebody, teach somebody
That's
about the
right.
logistics
Yes.
of airframe.
Logistics of the program and
Yeah.
and then getting all the approvals.
Sure,
All of the
sure.
accreditation approvals and
Right.
the FAA approvals. Yeah, so it's really exciting. Yeah.
That's just,
very
I mean,
exciting.
listen,
We've
it's
had
just
so many
cool.
calls,
Right.
since we shared it out.
Right. And look, now after this, you get a whole lot more calls,
Yeah,
right?
and we're
Yeah.
excited
So
about
I'm sure we're going to have a lot of people kind of flooding to be able to find out how to do that. How can people get more information? What do they need to do when they see this and they're like, okay, I want to do this? How do they get in touch, Jody?
Sure, they can go to our website, fletcher.edu. There's information on the website about how to get in touch with our academic affairs folks and our enrollment folks that can
Right.
get them enrolled and put in the right direction.
Yeah. Just get
But
an
again,
application in and just kind
yeah,
of see.
But looking to start in the spring of next year, and yeah, it's gonna
Wow.
be exciting. It's really exciting.
Well, I mean, and again, the start is with the hangars and so very beautiful. 3 hangars right there at the Houma Terrebonne Airport. And so very exciting about that. And so not that we want to not include you, but Ethan, we're going to come back. We're going to take a short break, but we'll come back and we're going to be able to do that. And we'll come back and talk with you about what's going on in graduations and all the people that have been in school. We've been inviting more, but we want to talk about those ahead. And that'll do it for this particular segment, but don't go anywhere. We got a whole lot more with Fletcher. We'll be right back right here on this Bayou Time.
This segment was brought to you by St. Martin and Bourke. Know your rights.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. We're talking a little bit about aviation and the new 3 hangars that were bought for some of the new programs that are happening and developing with Fletcher. But, they got a lot of people that are at Fletcher right now that we're celebrating a time for them about graduating and get out into the workforce. So welcome back to the program. Jody Dewey. Jody, thanks for joining us once again.
Yeah, thank you.
We appreciate it. Sitting next to her again, Mr. Ethan Guidry. Ethan, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thank you. You're so good at those intros.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I've been doing this for 14 years. If you hadn't learned a thing or two in 14 years, shame on you.
Right.
So Director of Business Development, I can
Yes.
appreciate. I'm the Director of Business Development with one of the companies I work with. And so tell us a little bit about what you get to do, Ethan.
Yeah, so my daily task involve really connecting with businesses, trying to get them partnered with the Incumbent Worker Training Program, IWTP. And so it's some grant dollars out there that businesses can apply for.
Okay.
And if they are approved, they can use that funding to train and upscale the workers that they currently have employed at their business. So it's a really good opportunity for them to save some money for themselves, but also meet the demands that they have in their own field and upskill those workers and also get new people in the door.
We brag about Fletcher all the time about really trying to find out what the community needs are, but you guys are helping to train people already in the community.
Yeah.
That's just really, really cool. So I love that idea. And so very nice to be able to do that. Let's talk a little bit about graduation and some of the facts and figures that we have for that.
Sure. Yeah, we're so excited. Our graduation this year is on Sunday, May 18th at 10 a.m. So a little bit early this year, but we've got over 300 students that would be participating in the ceremony this year. So we're very excited about that. And then with that, so we also just look at credentials across the board, whether that's our certificate, whether it's an industry credential, whether it's a associate's degree, technical diploma, and we have over 850 credentials that we're awarding in this year alone.
850 credentials
850.
right there out of the Civic Center here, Bayou People on the Land Civic Center.
Yes.
Which is so very exciting.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
awesome.
300 individuals with 850 certificates.
Yeah,
Wow.
It really puts it, you were mentioning meeting that need of the workforce and those
Yeah.
numbers. It gives you the tangible,
Right.
the feel of what we're actually doing and the impact we're having on the community. So,
And so it just, I love for people to be able to watch a program like this, to be able to look and go, Oh, okay. So maybe, you know, if I didn't think school was for me all the time, maybe this is an option. So it opens that door for people that maybe never thought that they would do that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's amazing. And, you know, talking about how we want all people to feel welcome, like everyone can do it. We have about 41% of our graduates that are first generation students. Our youngest student is 17 years old, and our oldest student is 78 years old. So we are serving people all across the
From
board.
17 to 78.
Yeah. Yes.
Just graduates.
It's crazy.
And that's just the graduates, right?
Yeah.
That's not
Graduates,
to include all the
Yeah.
people that
in
are.
between.
Yeah.
So, and 41% first generation.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
And look,
amazing.
that I can tell you, quite frankly, for those people that if nobody in their family that ever gone to school, the pride that comes, right? You know, change the narrative of that family.
Yeah.
Just really cool.
Yeah, and we're also, you know, we're very proud. We've got some very high achievers. We got 51% of our students with a 3.0 GPA or higher. And we actually have one student this year who's earning 8 awards in total. So it's not a one-stop shop either. It's not, well, it is a one-stop shop, but it's not, you know, you're not limited to one thing. You can do a
one
whole
career
number of
path
things while
even.
you're here. So we really encourage that and want our students to reach their full potential no matter what that looks like.
Wow, what an overachiever, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, 8 certificates.
Yeah.
My goodness, I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so again, it's a way about trying to figure out what the need is, and which y'all do very well, and being able to invite those people in, and then to have some of those grant monies available for really making businesses better, right?
Yeah.
For people that want it, people that are like, you know what, I want to go to work, and they go to work, and then they get an opportunity to train through Fletcher in that same job and role, and they don't have to pay for that, and the company doesn't have to pay for that.
Right.
You know, and that's the whole advantage of having some of these academic scholarship options and some of these grants that are available.
Yeah.
So really, really cool. So over 300 people, 800 certificates. Of course, you know, it's a little skewed with the person who has got 8.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
right.
but congratulations
Yeah.
to them, by the way.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that 50% have a 3.0 or greater
Yes. Yeah.
GPA. That is so cool.
Yeah, very proud of that. We put in a lot of measures this year. You know, one thing we have done, we call it All Access Pass, our personal approach to student success. And we really want students to feel like we care about them, like we're here to get them across the finish line, get them to success, no matter what that looks like, and no matter who you are. And so, you know, we put those extra measures of reaching out to students before they maybe find themselves in a difficult position, or if we see they're struggling in classes, we want to intervene early. And just, you know, and it's not to say, oh, you're not doing well or anything. It's how can we support you? How can we get you there? What do we need to do to make sure that you're going to be in these numbers?
And all access pass to improve the concert of your life.
Yeah.
I just love, because I think about a concert with all access
Yes,
pass,
well,
right?
that was our,
exactly it.
that's
Right?
perfect.
Our theme.
That was the theme.
That's just so very cool, right? Come here, and we will be a part of your
And
success.
we're going to
in
roll out the
concert
red
of life.
carpet
Yes.
for you.
I love it. Thanks for what y'all are doing. We appreciate it.
you.
Congratulations to all of those who graduated. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment and this aspect of Bayou Time. But don't go anywhere. We got a whole lot more right here on HTV.
This segment was brought to you by Gin Gators. We sink our teeth into service.